Yay, I'm finally home. Oh my God.
You don't even look like Caitlin anymore.
No, you look. She's all grown up, isn't it?
That look good?
Yes! Oh my God!
Caitlin, you weigh 179.4 kilos.
Since leaving Camp Biggest Loser, my life has changed dramatically. At the moment, I'm training twice a day, 7 days a week with my trainer Vince, and I'm also training by myself on top of that.
Let's go!
Now I'm out there with my friends and we'll go out and do different things like bowling. My friends will come over and eat with me and they're quite happy to eat what I eat. I was wearing size 8XL men's clothing, whereas now I'm in size 18. I'm Caitlin Bottrell, I'm 22 and I weigh about 170 kilos. Such a sad person back then. To be honest, I don't see myself getting old, right? That's all the motivation I need to keep going and to never go back to that. My mum would be so proud of where I've come. You know, I'm loving life at the moment and I respect everything in it and I love everything about it.
Coming up.
Today's terrain may look like the perfect place for an afternoon picnic, but not for you.
The heat is on as Phil and Joe get dragged through hell.
I wanted to train hard and prove to him that I am here to become a machine.
We got him. Come on, boys! Phil, Joe, welcome to Simpsons Gap.
We arrived at our location today and initially thought this is a lovely spot. Two big mountains either side with this gap in the middle and a little creek bed and white sand.
Today's terrain may look like the perfect place for an afternoon picnic, but not for you.
I chose today's location because it's harsh.
Today, you've got to aim higher and you've got to work harder. You've got to prove to yourselves that you can do this and show me what you're made of.
Yes, sir.
All right, we ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Come on, let's go, double time. A log each, one end of the rope each.
So the task today, the boys, they're going to have to grab the logs and drag the rope from point A to point B, the rock at the far end, back up to the start location. That was the distance. That was what we were going to work with.
Come on, stay together. We're a team, yes?
Yes. Commando had us run into our little rock up the end of the creek and had to touch that rock and run back. It's tough running in sand, especially when you're a commando on your back.
Convince each other you can do this. Come on. You're here together, work together.
My mission is to turn them into machines and return them to Camp Biggest Loser and to go into that final and win.
When I say down, you hit the ground. When I say crawl, you crawl. When I say up, you get up.
As training goes on, yeah, it gets tougher and tougher and seems like it takes you longer to get to that rock, and it does because you get tighter.
Come on, gents.
Come on, Joey.
Down. Crawl. Come on, let's hit the deck like we mean it. We're men, aren't we? Come on, Phil, dig those heels in.
The terrain is unforgiving, unrelenting, and Phil was feeling it.
What do you call that, Phil?
I don't know.
Come on, up. Keep pushing, get up. Get up. Just tell yourself each and every time, get up. Breathe. Say to yourself, Phil, I can do this. Phil, I can do this. Come on. Positive, come on.
To prove to the commander that you can do it, you've got to try and find something more. And with his encouragement, you have to lift, you know, and I got beside Joey again and made sure I kept up.
Let's go, up in line. You got 5 burpees, go. Hit the deck. Starting at 1, Joe.
1.
Come on, Phil, call it out.
1.
Phil wasn't giving up, and that's what I wanted to do. push him physically, push him mentally, and get him to the end.
That's it. Let's get through. Convince yourselves. Come on. Get through this ditch. Come on, Phil. Let's push. That's it. Positive reinforcement.
I think this is a good opportunity to toughen myself up a little bit more.
We're here to train. Good, Phil. Keep pushing.
You're dealing with intense temperatures and surroundings, but you've also got to motivate yourself, and that's what you've got to do when you get home. You know, after this is all over, you've got to get yourself out of a bed of a morning. You've got to come up with some sort of training routine and get yourself into a really good system.
Come on, let's go. Double time. Come on.
The terrain was getting to the boys. The heat, the sweat in the eyes.
Go, gents. Come on. Come on.
No excuses. We're going to ramp it up, and we're going to see this through to the end.
Come on, prove to me what you've got. Come on. Can you get it all the way down?
It was hard work dragging Commando all the way to the end of that creek bed.
We got him.
Come on, boys.
He was barking at us, and I just looked at Phil and said, he's not going to stop us. We're going to drag him to the end of that rock, and that's what we did. We weren't just going to quit today.
Today's session was hard. It was arduous. It was hot. These boys gave it everything they had. I pushed them hard, and yet they kept going.
I told you, we test your strength. We test your endurance and your fitness. I'm a man of my word, am I not?
Yes, sir!
Touch a rock, run in it back, grab the end, go.
At the end of the training session, I was definitely spent. I mean, I know in my heart that I'd give them all.
This is going to toughen us up. This is going to make us men. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Phil, we can teach an old dog new tricks. Yes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Commando said to Phil, you can teach an old dog new tricks, and I half laughed to myself because I thought, well, you can teach a young pup new tricks as well, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Everything he teaches Phil, I'm going to learn as well, so it only helps me out.
Arriving at Camp Biggest Loser today, Shannon and I knew that there'd been an elimination. It's always nerve-wracking. You walk into that lounge room and you don't know who's going to be gone. Oh, my God. As soon as I walked into the lounge room, straight away, I could see Caitlin missing. Wow. I can't say that, you know, I'm disappointed. I'm sad. It's just such a blow. You know, it's gut-wrenching because you do put so much time and energy and effort, and you see the potential, and yeah, it's just tough to see them go. So how was it? Can't believe I'm sitting here and she's not here.
Caitlin got up and she got 3.5% and I got 3.78%, so I was just above her.
The closeness and sheer intensity of this competition cannot be underestimated. Lisa just nudged out Caitlin by a couple of 100 grams in this week's weigh-in. But that still leaves the question, how did the voting go then?
We went into elimination and it ended up being a hung vote. Shannon and I voted for Caitlin, Dave and Rick voted for Lisa, and lowest percentage went home.
It's sad to see Caitlin go. I wish she was still here because I know the potential that's there. In saying that, I also know that she can do it at home. She's learnt so much while she's been in here. So with that and the support that she has at home, I truly believe that she can keep going.
The last little issue of business was Caitlin's double bracelet.
Where's it gone? Oh!
I now have it.
No.
And this is the man who was like, all these conversations we had, you know, when we were thinking, I want to go home. And now you're sitting here, still in the game, losing great weight, fit, strong, into it, and now wearing the double bracelet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to run with it.
Is that 400,000 reasons to stay in the game, mate? I reckon it would be.
It's massive. $400,000 would change my life, my girlfriend's life. You know, I can buy a house, I can buy, you know, a car, I can get everything ready for the baby, I can get my whole life started.
We guys have had a roller coaster of a weigh-in and elimination. What say we get out of here?
It's some fun.
You want to get out of here?
Let's play,
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Shannon and Michelle said they had something fun planned for us, but you can't trust that. Don't trust that ever. They like surprises and it turns out to be public speaking, and they like fun and it's training and it's hard. I'll just sit back and, you know, I'll be the judge of that.
Coming up on The Biggest Loser.
We looked down at the surf and saw this figure coming out of the water.
Looking out into the water, I could see someone coming towards us, and I was like, who is that?
It's the beginning of a new week. These guys have just been through weigh-in and elimination. So it's time to regroup, refocus, and kick off with a great training session. Yeah, come on.
Shannon and Michelle told us that we were going to be training off-site today, which is always great for us, and we piled into the cars and headed off wondering what was in store for us for the day.
Walking down Manly Beach towards the shore,
Cute outfits.
we're all just taking in the waves, taking in really the scenery. It was a beautiful day.
There were these great big red boards, and I was looking out at all the surfers. Oh my God, we're going to be surfing. This is going to be hilarious.
Do you guys reckon you'll be able to do it like that?
We're just going to lay on the board, are we?
No, you're going to be doing that.
If 11-year-olds can do it, Lisa, we should be able to do it.
I was watching the surf and I could see a really good surfer out there catching waves pretty simply, and I figured I could never do that.
Whoa, look how amazing that is. I was looking out into the water, I could see someone coming towards us, and I was like, who is that? Holy shit, that lady.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
Fancy meeting you here.
How are you, darling? How are you?
Good to see you.
I felt like such a silly fan because I could see her brown hair and the vivid blue eyes, and I was like, that's Lee Beachley. Lisa. Lisa, are you here?
Hi! Where are you guys going?
Well, gang, if you haven't guessed already, this is the legendary Layne Beachley, 7 times world champion surfer. 6 of those were consecutively. And it's an honour to meet her.
Thank you. It's an honour to be here. How are you guys going? You look amazing.
Now, to come in and win 7 world titles and 6 of them back-to-back, that just floors me. That you could do that and come in again and again and again. How do you keep resetting
How do I keep
your
resetting
goal?
goals? To keep the motivation, you have to set more goals, short-term and long-term. I won my first world title halfway through the season, so I had to re-establish a whole new set of goals to keep myself motivated throughout the end of the year. For me, it was to win an event I've never won before, or try and win by the largest margin, or win more events in one season than anyone else has. You guys have probably already achieved your ultimate weight. Now you've got to reassess, where do I really want to go now? There's so many other opportunities. So trying to break other people's records is what motivated me. Now you're in a position to break your own records day after day after day, and it's a wonderful opportunity for you to be in.
Layne's message to us today was all about resetting your goals, and that's what we really need to focus on. It's not get to finale and then put all your weight back on. This is going to be for life. Some of us have already reached our weight goals and now need to go, I want better, I want to go beyond.
Today I'm going to take you outside of your comfort zone, but it's going to be a fun way to go outside of your comfort zone. And when you go outside of your comfort zone, it's the only time you realise what you're truly capable of doing. Anyone interested in coming for a surf? Basically, surfing is a full body workout because the majority of surfing is paddling and then pushing yourself up.
Layne was taking us through some drills on the sand in terms of what we had to do, and that was a bit of a struggle. On sand, which is nice and sturdy, I was still struggling to keep my balance, and I thought, gee, when I get out on the water, I'm going to be in big trouble.
Paddle, 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 and jump up.
That's it, Lise.
Atta girl. How do you know when to catch the actual wave? I'll tell you. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Layne Beachley gave the contestants the basics on the sand, and then it was time for my training group to get into the water.
So excited.
I I think our contestants can draw some inspiration from Lane and realise that maybe the goals they'd started out with, that they've surpassed, now aren't good enough. Coming in here to the Biggest Loser, what was your goal?
65 kilos.
What was your goal?
65 to 70.
What was your goal?
100 kilos and get married.
They need to stop, reassess their goals and aim a little bit higher. So I hope you get the clarity that both Lane and I get from the ocean. Because I think all three of you need to have a good hard look at yourselves and where you're going and where your goals are at by the time we come out of this surf. Once surfing's finished, I'm going to ask you that question again and I want to see where your heads are at. Let's go.
I got started and the first couple of times I got up, I pretty much fell over straight away. But then I seemed to find a bit of a rhythm with where my feet needed to be. It came together quite easily, more easily than I thought it would. I ended up catching 7 waves in, or, you know, rolled in, but it was great fun. As I was on the board and really enjoying it, it comes to mind that my first goal was to get to 70 kilograms or thereabouts and fit into my wedding dress. I've reassessed my goal since getting closer to 70 and knowing that it's not too far away and thinking that I could get to 65 and wear that wedding dress with some nice lingerie under it, and that'll be a really nice feeling.
That's the right day, all right. Oh, well done.
Doing it. 7 waves to the beach.
Fun is surfing. Oh my God, I love it. See what I do for a living. I'm going back to Perth to take my girls surfing. Oh, great. Yes. Is that the first time you've ever surfed? Yes. You gonna do it again? Absolutely. Very girl. I like the spirit.
Coming to Camp Biggest Loser, you know, I'd set in my mind 65 kilos, but really I didn't honestly believe it. And the longer I'm here, the more I go, I want a goal and I want something more than just staying here week by week. I want to have a passion and a fight and a burn about something. I really want to be here. I want to outlast the others. I want Final Four.
I wasn't actually allowed to attempt to get up onto a board and actually surf, just because of my restrictions with my knees. So I was kind of stuck with just holding on and laying on my stomach and riding the waves in. I'm happy with that. I'm glad to do that. I didn't come here to win any money. I came here because I was 214 kilos and not far from a grave. But now my goals are to make it to the Final Four, to win the Biggest Loser, and then to get married.
Yeah, Shannon!
It's not enough just to think you can be in the top 4. You have to believe it. You have to be able to visualise it. I needed my contestants to genuinely believe in their soul that they are good enough and that they deserve to be number 1.
That was the best.
It was awesome.
I don't think we need to even ask them.
You changed your goals? Have you reassessed where you're at? Or?
Did you get some clarity while you're out
Did you
there?
get some clarity?
Jan?
Oh, I'd love to win.
Lise?
Final 3 out of 4, and we will fight for the win.
I think everybody felt that they'd achieved so much just in that short time of something that, you know, none of us had ever tried before, and to actually be able to give it a good go, I think you can achieve anything. You know, I need to get the weight off and then hopefully be Final Four.
Next, Surf's Up for Rick and Dave.
I've done a bit of surfing before and I sucked at it then, so I was going to probably suck at it now.
So after listening to Lane, what's going on with your goals? Where are you at with it? David's original goal weight was 110 kilos. He now weighs in at 107, so he's completely surpassed it. He needs to reassess where he's going